My name is Rachel Maldonado, and my website is rhmaldonado.com. And I am with Steve Schmidt. He is the co-founder for Promote the Brew. So, Steve, what is this?
Well, Promote the Brew, what we find is most breweries don't have any in-house marketing expertise. So what we do at Promote the Brew is we provide training courses, we provide marketing planning, and we provide brewery merchandise to help them get more butts in the bar stools and to turn their customers into brand ambassadors.
Oh, well, I like that. So when you go to these breweries and you're really connected in this market, do you get a lot of free beer?
You know what? We try not to do the free beer thing. You know, we don't give away our stuff for free. We don't expect them to do it either. I'd rather have them pay for their beer, or I'd rather pay for my beer and have them pay for my training courses.
Ah, I see. And Steve, what's your drink of choice?
Well, of course, it's beer. It's beer, Rachel.
Yeah. And what is it?
Well, you know, trying to pick your favorite beer is like when someone asks you, you know, which one is your favorite child?
Oh.
You know, it's kind of hard, but there is one that I always go back to that was really memorable. And I had it at a sour festival in San Francisco, and it's a beer called Uncle Fester. So first of all, you got to kind of love the name.
Yeah.
If you're familiar with the Addams Family. But Uncle Fester is a barrel-aged sour Doppelbock.
Wow. So I don't know what any of these things mean, but if that's your favorite, I'll trust you. You know your stuff. I'm sure that is an amazing beer.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
and
Steve.
It's brewed by this fabulous brewery in Davis, California. And if anybody's ever in Davis, California, go check it out. It's called Sudwerk.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is a great tip. And in addition to just knowing a lot about beer, which you do, you also have this amazing story, which I think hits everybody just because of where we are and everything. And it's about your son and having time with him. So can you tell me, how did this start?
Well, you know, it didn't work out with his mother and I. And by the time he was 5, she was married to another guy. And so the three of them lived together. And I lived about an hour and a half away. And so I'd see him, you know, pretty much at least once a month, maybe twice a month.
Yeah.
And yeah, about the time he turned 5, and this was in Texas.
Yes.
And he lived in this little town called Beaumont, Texas, down near Houston. And I had an opportunity to take a job, kind of like the dream job, you know, it's like people talk about their dream job.
Yeah.
This was like the dream job. And it was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So it's quite a far distance away.
Very far.
So I really struggled, you know, Rachel, for at least a week, you know. If I take this dream job, I'm going to be far away from my son.
Yeah.
So I talked to a lot of people about it and got, you know, as much counsel and advice as I could. Talked to his mother, talked to his stepdad, who, you know, we kind of had formed this, the three of us, like this triumvirate where we were really committed to him having a great life, so that we were really a team together, the three of us. So what we worked out was I would take the job.
Yeah.
But I would come back every 6 weeks to visit him.
Wow.
Yeah.
And your son is 5 years old. What is your son's name?
His name is Jared.
Jared.
Yeah.
So at 5 years old, you want to see your son, and you have this amazing dream job opportunity, and you work as a team with your son's mom and his stepdad to make it work.
Yeah.
That's very rare and unusual.
Very unusual.
Yeah.
Like you can't really talk about it too much because people think it's weird.
I think that they're jealous, like, man, I wish I could do that, you know.
Yeah.
Wow. And so how did you make this work? You know, he from age 5 to how old? How long were you making this work, and how did it work?
Well, it worked well. Yeah, I did this every 6 weeks from the time he was 5 until he was 18.
Wow.
And during that time, I had to delay one trip and I missed one trip. So, I was really consistent, but it was something I was really committed to. It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to miss that opportunity to contribute to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, I am actually kind of floored because that is intense. Age
Yes.
5 to 18, your
Yes.
son, Jared, you're making trips from Wisconsin to around Houston area every 6 weeks to see your son. And so you have the commitment to your kid, you're making the time. And what would you say is this, quality over quantity? What do you think about this
Well,
concept?
so I would fly in on a Friday
Mm-hmm.
and leave on a Monday.
Yeah.
And so for the most part, I had Friday night and then I had all day Saturday and all day Sunday to
Yeah.
spend with him. And I always tried to make sure that I had time alone with him, that I had time with me and him and his stepdad, me and him and his mom, and then all four of us, at least half an hour or dinner or something where we
Yes.
do stuff together, right? And after a couple of years, I was talking to his stepdad. His stepdad's name is Jay. He's this big, burly, wonderful guy.
Yeah.
And I said, I kind of said, yeah, it's like sometimes I'm like really jealous of you because you get to put him to bed every night. You get to see him. And he said, that's funny because I look at you when you come out on the weekends and I'm jealous of you because I have a life and we're all in it together, but I don't have the opportunity to really focus on him like you do. And you get to come in for 2 days, no interruptions, no distractions, and you get to spend 2 full days with him doing whatever he wants or whatever you guys want to do together. And I get jealous of you.
Yeah.
And I started thinking about that. I thought, really, that's quality. He's got the quantity, I got the quality. I don't know that one's necessarily better than the other, but it helped me deal with that guilt. Like after that, I never really experienced feeling guilty because this was my way to contribute, was to make sure I had the quality with it. Yeah.
I think that is huge because all parents, we work a lot. The culture that we have, it's just sort of ingrained in us. It's a lot, a lot of us do that. I remember that I would wake up at 5 a.m. to commute in the city, to be in Chicago early.
Yeah.
And, I would wake up before my daughter woke up. And then there would be times when my daughter, who was, 5, she would say, "Did mommy come home last night?" Because I would be home after she went to bed, working a lot. And so I think that a lot of parents can relate to that guilt, whether you're with your children every day and you still don't tuck them in at night, or if it's like you, where you do make effort for yourself, do your dream job, live your life, and you make it about the quality, which can be, again, it's different, but it can also be really good.
Yeah. And you could kind of pass it off as, oh, you're just saying quality to rationalize, the move. But really, that was really how I experienced it. I really experienced it as like, hey, I get 2 days of quality time every 6 weeks with my son. And I took that very seriously. And it was really my way every 6 weeks to come in and contribute to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, there are so many things that I like about your story, Steve. I just like the communication between the parents because there's 3 of you. There's you, the mom, the stepdad, and that is very rare. And so for other people to see families that make it work, it is really inspiring.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. I seriously, I just want to be like, wow, this is amazing. And then the fact that you had this time commitment every 6 weeks, until your son is 18, that is amazing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Steve, I really thank you for sharing this story about quality. I just want to ask, I have this one question that I'm really curious about, and that is, so in addition to just having this mantra of quality for things that matter in your life, what else makes you feel alive?
Well, I think the main thing that really makes me feel alive is I working out on a consistent basis. So I do CrossFit, and
Wow.
when I
That's
first,
the in thing right now. I've even heard of that.
yeah,
I don't know what it is, but I have heard of it.
yeah. Well, it's an hour and it's pretty intense. And when I first started, it was really hard because I was really out of shape. But I found once I got in shape, like I'd have these periods of time where I'd have the experience of being joyful and alive.
Wow.
And really, being in great shape and really putting physical demands on my body, that really is where I find that I come alive from that.
Yeah. No, I like it. I dig it. It's very cool. And Steve, thank you so much for sharing your story. I think that a lot of parents and anybody who works is going to appreciate that you shared this, and it is quite inspirational. You can do it, we can do it, we all can do it. So thank you so much, Steve.
Well, you're welcome. And Rachel, thank you for doing this podcast. I love what you're doing with it. And, I wish you just tremendous success with it. It's a great message, and I'm going to work with you to do whatever I can to help you get it out there.